Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at Inferno Online Stockholm for this edition of the Pantamera CSGO Challenge, second edition. We are here live from Inferno Online Stockholm, and we have a great couple of days. We're going to play some amazing games. Teams from all over Europe has been playing and trying to get a spot in this final 8. I will be standing here conducting interviews with the players. And in the studio we have NATO and NATO Safix. We will get back to them momentarily, but first of all we're going to be talking to Pronax from the newly formed Team Ancients. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah. When you come into the tournament, was it an easy choice for you to say yes to this invitation?
Yeah, obviously. This is our first LAN tournament as a team, and we have been trying out playing online like any other team. But you know, you need that real LAN tournament feeling to actually see how good you are. So I think this is the perfect tournament to actually see what level we are at and to see what we have to work on for the bigger tournaments later in the year.
Yeah, we're all really excited to see where you stand as a team. Since your departure from Fnatic, we haven't seen you that much. You played, I think, 2 or 3 online games. How is your form?
I mean, personally, I think I've been a bit rusty. I haven't played that much since I leave Fnatic because I just took a break, and like I said, I wanted a break until next year. And I've been back playing now, and I think I have good teammates. I mean, they're playing really good, so I don't know, honestly. We'll see how we do here, and then we'll go from there.
This team, was it you that formed it from start, or have you picked the players yourself?
I mean, not really. I think first of all it was me, Devilwalk, and Twist. But Devilwalk actually decided to quit playing, so I would say that it's me and Twist that have built the team. But at the same time, I think everyone is like a part of the team. It's not like we are building the team, it's everyone.
So first game is going to be Cbble versus Team Preparation. How do you feel on Cbble?
We feel all right. Like we feel all right on every map. I don't think we have one map that we're super good at or one map that we're super bad at. I mean, we don't know really. We're just going to play and see how it goes.
And we wish you all the luck. It's going to be really exciting to see the new Team Ancient team going to be playing versus Team Preparation. And I'm going to leave it over to the casters. It's going to be NATO and NATO Safix. So please, guys, take it away.
Hello and welcome from ourselves as well to the Pantamera CSGO Challenge here in Stockholm, Sweden at Inferno Online. I think we have some interesting matches coming up, Ancients being one of the teams I think a lot of you guys out there are expecting to see a lineup we haven't seen in a LAN tournament, like Pronax said. What's your thoughts on their chances?
Oof, I think it's hard. We haven't seen them play too much, not even online, so it's really hard to know what kind of level they are at. But I mean, it's some really, really strong players. Of course, Pronax, a very, very solid in-game leader, used to play for Fnatic. And you also have Twist, who also has been rumored to tier 1 teams so many times that it's absolutely insane. You also have a few wildcards in the lineup, I guess you could say. But all in all, it's kind of a good mixture of players. They've been playing at kind of different levels, but I think they'll be very, very strong.
Yeah, Paul is my favorite one just because of Anders always raving about him. Hello, Anders. I think we should go through the tournament structure a little bit, introduce you guys what are the teams here, and what the tournament structure in itself is. It is, of course, basically the prize pool comes through recycling bottles and cans here at Inferno Online. There's a nice prize pool of 20,000 euro. The first place prize being 12.5k, second place going home with 5,000 euro, and the third place with 2.5k. And the teams we have here overall, it's Team Ancients, we have ENS Esports, Alternate Attacks, Orgless, Preparation, Alamix, Aligon, and who am I missing? Torpedo.
Torpedo, yeah.
There we go. And to mention here, Alamix and Aligon came through the online qualification phase, Preparation and Torpedo through the ESL Nordic previously. The rest of the teams were invited here.
Yeah, so it's some very, very solid teams. I'd actually say, I mean, I had the pleasure of also casting ESL Nordic, and these teams are much, much better than ESL Nordic in my opinion. And we had Torpedo and Preparation who met in the final, but I'm not so sure we'll see either team in the final because the field of teams here is very, very strong.
Yep, and we have like a traditional group kind of a style here, a structure. So it's not going to be a GSL bracket. Instead, it's going to be the traditional group phase where you have groups of 4 teams. Group A with Ancients, Ends, Preparation, and Alamix. So every team plays against one another. You get 3 points per win, I believe, and no ties. We have overtimes. After, if it goes 15-15, we will have overtime. So there's not going to be any ties here in these matches. And the Group B obviously is going to have attacks, alternate attacks, Orglas, Torpedo, and Allegan.
Yeah, so very, very solid teams. I'm actually just really, really hyped to get started. The first game is going to be Ancients versus Preparation, I believe.
Yeah, and we already heard the map for that game too. It's going to be Cobblestone.
Cobblestone, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one. I mean, if we start preparing ourselves for that match, obviously Ancients, I guess, is going to be the team that everyone's going to be expecting. A lot of things from considering the lineup. I mean, Schneider, obviously, and Pronax being a part of Fnatic a couple of years back together as well. And then Twist, the player everyone always raves on how good and how huge his potential is. Question is, why has he never ended up in one of the top teams? Is it, what's the problem with that? Is it just him not wanting to, or where does the problem lie? I guess Lecro is the player that people know maybe the least about. I think you mentioned that you have some kind of insight on the guy.
I used to, I never really played in team with him, but I did, my first ever kind of tournament win was more or less carried by him. He's a phenomenal player, super nice guy as well, and I think he definitely deserves his spot. Now, also we have Preparation, which is a bit more of a mixture of nationalities. It is only 2 nationalities though. We do have Cadian, Glace, Crystal, Lomme, and Venton. And Cadian and Glace and Lomme, I think they all played for no problem at ESL Nordic. And Crystal and Venton are then kind of the 2 Swedes.
Yeah, used to play for Acer together.
That's true, and it's a very nice mix actually. Some very, very solid players. So we'll also be looking for them to show up definitely.
Yeah, I mean, this is the mixture of these players is just a testament to just the depth of the talent pool in both Sweden and Denmark. Actually, I think there's a lot of hidden potential in both nations, and so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys did relatively well at this tournament.
We saw them at Nordic Masters, I believe, actually.
Yep.
Where they, I can't actually quite remember, but I don't feel that they kind of got the results that
Preparation
were
lost
expected
to they lost to Torpedo and they lost to Arctic.
Yeah.
For Torpedo, they lost in the 3rd place match on an overtime game. So I mean, suppose they were expecting going in there with the level of teams there, they would have probably expected to win, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, and Arctic went on to win the tournament in the end. So I mean, losing to 2 such good teams isn't really that big, that big of a deal. But of course, they wanted to go and win. That was definitely their kind of going into it.
Yep. So we also have, so that there's also simultaneously going to be another game going on here to start off the day. There's Ends versus Alamix is also going to be going on, and we're going to be covering, like we've been mentioning, Ancient versus Preparations here starting any time now. Hopefully, we're going to be soon in a moment's time.
Yeah, the players are joining the server. They're not too quick about it, but we do have a few players on the server, so hopefully it won't take too long for this game to get started. Now, do you have any predictions on who you think will come out on top?
This is a very tough one. Like I said, like Pronax was saying, Ancient haven't been playing any LAN tournaments. They're going to be their sort of a testing field, I guess you could say, of how comfortable do they feel in this environment. At the same time, Preparation also being kind of a mixed team, not played that much together, only they obviously played the Nordic Masters tournament, but other than that, not really played that much together, have individual skill. So this is going to be super hard to make any predictions on. Just solely leaning towards Ancient, I guess, considering they have Pronax, who's a very capable in-game leader, has had a good knack of getting the most out of his players, and he obviously, especially for this kind of field of teams, I feel like the lineup he has the use of is definitely something he can work with, and he can rack some wins with at this tournament. Yeah,
I mean, Ancients haven't really, the few online games that we have seen them, I don't think they've really had that good results. They lost pretty convincingly to Team YP. That was for the what kind of tournament was that actually?
It was the last chance qualifier for MLG.
That's true. And I think the first map was kind of close, and the second map was 16-0, which was a bit of a whitewash, of course. But that was when they had Devil Walk.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how, them changing up the lineup so close to a tournament, how this will kind of affect them, and how it will change their game going into it. Because this Pronex said that he doesn't have a map that he feels they are kind of bad on. They can play any map, but it doesn't seem like they've had that long to practice. So
no, it's a very short period of time. I mean, they've played together for maybe a month or so. Definitely not enough to really hone everything and make sure that you're going through any potential problems. Like he said, you need these kind of experiences of playing LAN tournaments together before you can really make a judgment on what you need to work on, how do people react on things, because it's a lot about facing different kind of opposition that play in different ways for you to be able to learn how to adapt in situations and stuff like that. So definitely still not going to be their peak at this point, but it's going to be a great way for them to see where do they stand against this type of teams.
Yeah, and when you have a guy like Lecro, who I think the only ever LAN that he's kind of been at, or at least the only kind of LAN with international teams, would be the Alien Tech All-Stars, which was a LAN in Portugal. And he went there with Public Clear, and they did actually pretty well. But going into this, he's a guy who doesn't have that much experience on LAN, I would imagine.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see if he can actually pull through. But also, the players should be ready in just about 1 to 2 minutes, so hopefully it won't take too long. Do you have anything else you want to mention?
I mean, we can discuss Cobblestone, and in general, I guess it's going to be it's a map that's been quite decided recently in the current meta of the game. This type of a matchup, do you feel it matters on which side of the map to start?
Not so much on Cobblestone. I mean, I would say the T side is slightly favored, and I think if you have a strong in-game leader like Pronex, there's a lot. There's a lot of possibilities, because I think personally that the kind of Princess Tower that's in the T spawn is way too underused. It's so good, but people don't actually ever use it.
Right.
But using that to just lock off every single push from A works really, really well. And it's something that I really, really like to use, because not only
does this strategy come with like a SIG or something?
What do you mean?
Like an SSG, the weapon?
Oh no, I'm thinking an AWP actually. That's even better. But yeah,
sounds like a casual.
Yeah, like a silver strat. But honestly, the best part about it, I recently played Planet Key Dynamics in the Rising Stars qualifier. Had we won, we would have actually qualified, but we lost 16-13. And just from the first 5 or 6 rounds, I got 2 kills from the same guy pushing middle. And not only is it like a really strong spot because you'll never get shot, you'll never lose a battle, but also the kind of tilt factor that plays in. People tilt so hard if you get killed from the Princess Tower. That is something I think is way underused in professional play. So I'm interested to see if any of the teams are going to use it. It's about reading your opponent, of course, playing passive at the right times, and I think if you can utilize that spot, it's actually really, really good.
Since we have the downtime, we could maybe discuss the groups and who do we think are going to go through here. Like we mentioned, Group A is going to be Preparation, ENCE, Ancient, and Ala Mix. And this is actually a tough one to call, really, if you would go down to thinking who's going to be first, who's going to be second. I think Ala Mix being, an actual mixed team, coming through the online qualification phase, but still being a mixed team. I guess we can't really have high expectations for them to go far here. But between Preparation, ENCE, and Ancient, I mean, anything can really happen, to be honest with you. Obviously, I have to be biased here and think ENCE is going to go through, but at the same time, they are still a very, very fresh team. Only just played 6 weeks together. Only had one LAN together. This is going to be similar to Ancient. It's going to be a great testing field of seeing where are they. So, what's your thoughts? Who's going to go through on the Group 8?
I mean, it's actually pretty funny how Preparation, ENCE, and Ancient all is kind of a totally new team. And they don't have too much experience playing together. But I'm gonna go and say that I think ENCE will top the group, and then it's obviously between, at least in my opinion, it's between Ancient and Preparation. I wouldn't be too surprised if preparation actually go through. I'm sad to say it. I don't think Ancient deserve to go out in groups, but judging from their online play, I just don't have full faith.
Right. Yeah, I feel like they still have a lot to prove, a lot to work on. But at the same time, also got to remember that, like we mentioned multiple times here, Pronax is a very capable in-game leader. I think he's gonna bring that calmness into the team when decisions are need to be made, and then obviously RDL being their coach, a former player. Who used to play on a pretty high level in the early days of CSGO. So if he's going to be able to help them as well is a question mark. I do feel Ancient is going to beat preparation in the group or go through over preparation. I obviously think ENCE is going to go through as well. Who's going to be the first? I mean, that's going to be a tough one to call. Really comes down to it's best of ones. Things can happen always, so it's hard to say really.
Yeah, but all the teams are also very close, as we also mentioned.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's a really good group in the sense that anybody could actually hit the day, you know, and just get a few wins in and qualify.
Yeah,
or
that's
at least advance further into the tournament.
Yep, and then in Group B, we have Torpedo, Orglas, Alternate Attacks, and Aligon. Another tough one to call.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't actually know who I'd pick. I think Alternate will go through it, and I think it's going to be Orglas or Torpedo. I don't have as much faith in Aligon.
Orglas, to be honest with you, I mean they had a pretty good showing at the minor, at the PGL minor in Bucharest, but then since I don't know, it's been kind of a downward spiral for them. You see some maps they've been playing relatively good, but then just a bit of inconsistency there. They have some good executes. Remember, especially Mirage, for example, they have some really, really well planned and timed attacks on that H site. But then Barbar is a player that really needs to step it up, and he will bring a lot of fragging power in that team at the minor, especially that helped them, play as well as they did. Looking at other teams. Torpedo has been a team that's been in a similar level, I should say, for quite a while. I mean, they are a pretty capable team. They've been playing back and forth against, for example, ENCE, losing to them, then beating them a couple of times. So I think they're in the mix, in definitely going through the group and being in the top 4, maybe reaching the finals potentially. Attacks. A team that it's also hard to really call. I saw them play against ENCE just recently, and both maps were pretty close. So they're also capable players too.
Yeah, very much. But it looks like we're actually ready to get live here. We are gonna head into the game.
All right.
And the knife round should be coming up.
Yeah, we're still missing one player from the server. It seems like one of the Ancient players is still not there. But the question is, I think we're going to have the knife round coming for you before we get this game live. It is Cobblestone, like we said. And just to go through the lineups once again, it's team preparation with Venton, Cadian, Llama, Glaze, and Crystal. And Ancient, it's going to be Snyder, Electro, Pov, Twist, and Pronax. So it's going to be an interesting one. Super hard to call. I mean, making a prediction here, let's just put ourselves into that situation where we have to make a prediction because I like to torture myself. Those little things in life you just have to enjoy. But I'm going to say Ancient is going to take it. It's going to be pretty close, I feel like. It's going to be one of those 16-14 type of games. Either way, really, but I feel like Ancient is going to take it in the end.
I think it all comes down to, how well Pronax actually calls and how well he makes sure that his players are calm and they are ready to play this game. Because I think if you obviously exclude Pronax, who is a monstrous player and who has played at the world's best team for a long time, if you exclude him from the lineup, then Team Preparation is a much better team in my opinion. But if he manages to actually kind of take the reins of his team,
I don't know. I mean, pound for pound, when you think about the individual skill on these teams, I feel like more the more proven players still play on, or like I feel like the more potential lies on the Ancient lineup altogether when you combine the players.
Yeah, but that's the potential. I'd say
against this type of teams, I feel like, and if let's say when they're playing better opposition, it's a different scenario. But I feel like when they're playing against teams of this level, they'll have the individual talent to make things happen. I feel like.
Yeah. But I mean, you do have a few players on the team preparation who also has some experience, especially a guy like Cadian, who has been to a couple of majors, I believe. I think he's been to 2.
Cadian.
Yeah, Cadian. And
One
I
or
mean,
2, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Kind of, it's been a bit of well, it's been some time since the last time, I believe. But still, that experience definitely carries in. And I don't think Twist has ever been at a major actually.
No.
So the only guy who's been to a major, well, there's actually 2. It's both Snyder and Pronax on Ancient, but
Yeah, Cadian's story is interesting, to be honest with you. I mean, he was obviously part of the SK lineup for a brief time. And then I feel like, considering he's stream layouts and whatnot, I feel like he's still under contract with SK. So he's going to have to play mixes or, teams like this, and then hope for someone to buy out his contract maybe. But, it's interesting why it seems like he's having a bit of trouble finding a stable lineup to be a part of.
I mean, Cadian kind of seems like I don't really know why. I guess, but it seems that he's kind of. It sounds kind of harsh, but he's kind of always been in teams that are better than him in a sense. It seems that he joins a team, is there for a few months, and then he usually gets removed, and it's actually a bit of a sad story.
I mean, he's still a young guy, right? So he's only going to grow up and mature all the time. I mean, he remember him being a bit of a loudmouth in practice and whatnot at some points, to be fair. But I mean, he's, end of the day, seems like a fine gentleman, and I think he has the skill sets to be an asset to a team at one point. I mean, he's been back in the day. I remember last year he was, for example, standing in for then TSM, now Astralis, at the first Pro League or the Pro League winter season before the actual Pro League started at the ESL, doing pretty prominent job, you could say. But I think we are going to be live here, so it's going to be the knife round here to start things off, to make sure one of the teams get to choose what side they want to start on. The suspense is real of the knife round there. Seems like the Danes are going to be taking it with 3 left. And the yelling has started on the mental games. Psychological side of Counter-Strike should not be underestimated. That's for sure. That's going to be interesting to see what they opt to do. And they start on the T side. I feel like that could be a good choice here, really, considering this map is slightly T favored. I mean, you see a lot of 96s, 87s, 10.5s or so on that T side. You get to dictate the plays, so I feel like that's probably going to be a smart choice at this point.
Yeah, I think it's also the case that Team Ancient have quite a few explosive players, where I feel team preparation are kind of. It's not like you have explosive players like JW, Simple. Of course, the players on Ancient are not as explosive, but a player like Twist is very dynamic and likes to roam around the map, and the same with Pauf. So maybe the kind of game plan for team preparation could be to just sit passive for the first few rounds and see if they can catch out Team Ancient making any mistakes by, pushing too far or some over-aggression. I don't know, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, generally speaking, I think Cobblestone City side is a tough map for new teams. Rotation times and just the feel as a team of when to rotate is actually hard to really find. It takes a lot of playing together to nail it down. You can easily over-rotate. You can easily be in a situation where you're not recognizing the situation at all. Players that are good at utilizing the drop zone, for example, splitting out bomb sites is going to make it even harder for the CTs. And I don't know. I feel like this is going to be interesting to see how well Ancient do fare on that CT side, as we're still waiting for the game to start at.
Yeah, it shouldn't take too long. Both teams are actually ready, so it's just about 10 seconds and we should be going live. Yep. I do agree with you that the CT side can be very hard in terms of rotations and such, especially because the drop zone area, as we talked about this in the fight night as well, that the drop zone area is it's a very kind of tough area to defend. and also it's a very easy spot to actually lurk through. So
Well, let's look at the buy, I guess, on the T side now. Team preparation, they have opted to, with Llama, has 2 flashes and a smoke. The rest of the team has armor. Seems like they're going to be playing towards this B bomb site right away. But look at this. Ancient is going to be pushing this long. They flashed in. They're going to be peeking here. Lekro is going to connect on 2 players before going down by Glaze, making it a 4-3 situation in favor of the CTs to start things off. A good push from the CTs. Again, like I said, situation where trying to dictate the plays is Ancient right away on that CT side. And Product is down to 14 HP. So his Glaze is very low as well. Things are slowing down for a bit here. Next kill of this round is going to be key.
yeah, and there's actually currently no CT players on the A bomb side, so if they do play it quick, they might be able to get a bomb plant, and that could win them the round. But Twist is slowly making his way onto this bomb side now that they do have 2 players actually with platform control towards the B bomb site. So Twist just making sure that if anybody starts running here, he'll be able to hear. And this smoke is going to definitely cause some rotations. Glaze taking a good position here, I'd say. He's kind of taking a headshot angle versus Twist, and with him being very low HP, it's very, very smart.
Smart of him to just walk in there. And Crystal is going to spot from the side now. They need to just chill. Wait for Cheetahs to make the move, but Crystal does not agree with me. He's going to go and get that kill on Twist, making it a situation 3-on-3. And here comes the retake. Slowly but surely. A lot of angles for the CTs to look at here, but Glaze versus Poff going on. Poff coming out on top. That's going to be just Crystal left for the T's here, but very low on the CT side is the HP. So just a couple of bullets from the Glock could make it happen. Crystal's going to get that first kill, and the second one as well to clutch it on the pistol round. 14 preparation, and the Danes are, and Swedes as well. The mixed team of Danes and Swedes are getting loud right from the get-go.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my god. The yelling, I'm not sure if you can actually hear it at home, but we can definitely hear it here. They got very, very excited by that 4K, and it was very, very well played by Crystal. Good shots, and
Yeah.
it's kind of, Ancient, they did get early map control, but they also lost them a player, and because of that, they kind of had to rotate all 4 players over towards the B bombs, or at least they decided to stack.
I would have wanted them to have one of the CTs. Twist should have been on somewhere that so he can spot the T's earlier, so he could have made the call earlier for the rotation. Instead, they left the bomb site pretty much empty. But on the CT side, Ancient has opted to go on a force buy, pretty much. 3 players with armors, upgraded pistols all across the board. Preparation already pushing up middle. Cadian all the way up on that site. He's going to be pushing in. Crystal's going to open up with a kill on Twist. But now Lekro is going to equalize. But in comes Llama as well, making it 4-on-3 in favor of Preparation. And that's going to be that A site open up. Bomb should be going down any second here, but look at the HP on Crystal. He survived with just 1 HP in this situation. I think the best case scenario for the CTs is to try to get some extra kills. It's going to cause a bit of problem to the T's economy at this point, really. We're trying to save these weapons for the upcoming round, and it's going to help them too.
Yeah, but we do have 2 CT players without armor, so I think it's unlikely that they're going to go just for a straight save. It's a much better idea to just try to go for some exits, of course. And if they do make it work, it would be very nice. They are putting some damage in now. But the T's hiding away. They're doing a good job of keeping them on the bomb side, though, and the bomb is ticking faster and faster. But they are going to survive every single one, not only on the CT side, but also on the T side.
Yep, that was Preparation with a straight-up push on A, pretty much. Taking over, clearing middle with a flash, and then Katie and the bow is just plowing up from that mid-ramp, taking over a site. Losing 2 members in the process, but still a pretty okay round for Team Preparation. On the other hand, Ancient is going to have another savior. They still have 3 of those upgraded pistols to work with. Seems like they're going to have 4 CTs on that B bomb side, and that's pretty much where every single member of Preparation is pushing right now. So this could get interesting.
Yeah, it's a good call, and Pauf is in a very close position, and so is Lekro. I dislike that Lekro hasn't even upgraded his pistol slightly, especially when going for a stack like this, but Schneider going to be opening up, and then Pauf going to be peeking. Glaze takes him down, Venton takes down Schneider, and now I'm not so sure they'll even look for Lekro, but since they got another kill, they probably will. They can play it quite slow and clear out a lot of angles, especially since they're only pistols.
Yeah, that was a lot cleaner than I would have expected it to be. Seemed like Preparation managed to get those kills slightly too much one by one instead of having to fight multiple angles simultaneously. And that's going to work great for the team preparation. But this is going to be the first weapon round. Snyder is going to go straight into that op. Everyone else on the CT side is going to be M4s. No Molotovs to play with. Not a single diffuse kit either. Seems like the CTs are opting for a bit of aggression here in the side hall towards A, which is where 3 of the Ts right now are setting up for a push. Seems like they're going to be changing their focus to middle. Just waiting for the right moment to pop flash in and try to build some ground, get some map control.
Do you think it's a good decision by Cadian to stick with the MP7 in this scenario?
I mean, it's still viable for close range. If it so happens that he is going to get some close quarter fights and no head armor like Twitch right now, it could work out, but obviously Twitch is going to be too much. He's going to be facing another 2 or 3 players even. That's Wenton and Clays getting 2 kills, and it's going to make that situation 4 and 3, and the push is coming in on A. It's going to be Poff, the lone CT. It's a rotation coming in as well now, though, but that's going to be the bomb side lost for Ancient.
Yeah, but Pauf does take down Crystal, who is coming in a bit delayed, so it's a 3 versus 3 scenario, and as far as HP goes, it actually favors the CTs here. The Ts are going to be getting the bomb down, but still, it's a pretty hard situation. They don't have too much map control. They're kind of locked inside of the bomb site, and the CTs with a lot of health to work with. Pronax does get taken down slightly, though. Pauf gets taken down completely, and Pronax then gets taken down by Venton, so it's all left to Schneider. He has an AWP, not the best weapon in this scenario, so he's going to be just trying to get out of here with his weapon. So he's going to take down Venton, and he is being peeked by Glace, who is going to be taking him down, and more yelling ensues.
Yeah, it's good after plan decision from preparation. A bit of a lackluster you take from the Ancient guys at the same time. But yeah, those early kills in the side hall definitely paying off for team preparation. Then taking over site. Pop did get that rotation off. Crystal trying to play a bit of a lurk role. Pop being ready for it, making it 3-on-3. But it's preparation that's going to have that 4th round on the board. It's going to be another save for Ancient. And another 3-man stack into that B bomb side. This time, though, preparation taking things a lot slower. Bit of a default strategy. Just a couple of guys holding middle. Meanwhile, the rest of the Ts are working that B site. Just waiting for CTs pushing. I think Crystal just spotted them pushing. He's going to be waiting here. I think he at least heard him. He's going to be waiting for the right moment. It's going to be facing Snyder. No bullets are going to be connecting. Now it's both of those CTs are going to be pushing Crystal. But still no kills being made.
Yeah, and we once again see the CTs go for some early platform control. This time without any smokes at all. And it's very hard to take platform control without any smokes, but they do kind of make it work. Decide to drop down, though, as they were spotted out. But team preparation playing this very slow, pretty much every single round, and I like this. We saw Ancients kind of overcommit to a peak last round where they double peaked inside of Matrix.
Yeah, the only problem right now I have with this is the fact that preparation doesn't really have a lot of information on what's going on. They haven't really taken over side hall or anything, so they have barely any map controls. They're going to have a bit of a guess, but their guess seems to probably pay off here, as it's only going to be 1 in B site, and that's exactly where preparation is going to be pushing towards. It's going to be a lone Poff here on the bomb side. Another player, I think it's Lecro, there in the connector. Meanwhile, the rest of the GTs are on that A side, so they should work perfectly as Crystal's going to take the head off from Pov, and that's going to be the B bomb side done with.
Yeah, and it's actually poor positioning by Pauf to be able to get spotted out in that position without him having any cover. Now, Venton is going to be taking down yet another player, and that's Lecro going to be dropping. So the CTs, they really have no way of winning this round. What they can do now is hope for some exit frags.
Yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote for Ancient.
But already up 5-0, and it's pretty... I mean, these rounds haven't actually been too close. The pistol round was very close, but besides that, the rounds haven't really been that close. Therefore, it's... I mean...
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's been, what, 3-on-3 Afro plans and a situation like that in the first weapon round. So, I mean, that could have potentially gone either way, really. But it's super hard to... sometimes to get the coordination correct. It's not the easiest things to make work. But so far, it's only obviously been the first... The pistol round and losing the force buy, then the eco, and the first weapon round. Obviously, that equals to a 5-0 lead for Team Preparation, but it's all still here to play for, and it's going to be a double op for the Team Ancient at this point. It's going to be Snyder and Twist both on that op. See how that changes the dynamic for them. Seems like they're going to be doubling up here. Twist is going to be trying to get some early action here in middle. Does not spot anyone. Both of the T's that they were working middle are sort of out of his range, and that means that Twist is going to have to readjust his positioning. But I think he's going to keep playing pretty aggressively here, trying to get some early impact.
But good peek by Loma. He's wise enough to know that Twist is probably holding that angle, and him not going down there is very, very crucial, because if he does, it becomes a very hard round for Team Preparation. They don't have too much map control at all, and even though they've put a bit of damage onto Schneider and also Lekro, it still would definitely favor the CTs. So Loma just shoulder peeking that angle instead of committing to it. That's very, very well played by him. And still a 5 versus 5 situation. Preparation once again playing this very, very slow. And now Cadian finds Pauf, and that's in the drop zone, so they can actually play down into the drop zone area, which they are going to be doing, as Pronax then takes down Glason, then Cadian with a great shot. But the remaining T is actually going towards the A bump side, and they do have a solo A player, which is Twist, who is there with an AWP. But if he does not actually see Loma in the left corner here, he might be going down prematurely, and that would make it very hard for him. And Crystal actually sneaks up and kills him in the back. So Schneider going to be taken down 1, but Loma and Renton, it's not too bad for them. They do have another smoke to block off the connector area, and also a Molotov on balcony, which does fail slightly. But Loma able to pick up the bomb, pick up the frag, and now it's a 2 versus 2.
Yeah, Snyder down to 22 HP, but he's going to be here in middle ramp. He might be able to surprise Lama here. The bomb plan by Wenton in the meanwhile is going to pick up Pronax. Leaving Snyder alone, but Snyder's going to hit that shot. It's going to have to hit another one. Close range. Does not do that. It's going to be another round for Preparation. I feel like the big issue here was the fact that even though the numbers favored Ancient around mid-round, with Pronax getting those 2 kills, it was Twist that really needed to put himself in a position where he manages to get at least 1 kill right away. That could have made a world's difference had he been able to do that. He sort of gets caught off guard in no man's land, gets killed, and that's pretty much a site wide open, even though the numbers were still favoring Ancient in that situation. It's always going to be hard to retake another player going down the balcony and so forth. So that's going to put Ancient on another save here. It's going to be Lekro on Twist with some armors, and everyone's going to be upgrading their pistols. It's definitely been a great start for Team Preparation so far.
They're also playing very disciplined. I mean, they're playing slow every single round. There's a lot of teams that can actually do that, but playing slow just means that you kind of feel you have control of the game. I mean, it can be because you're scared, but it's definitely not a scared Team Preparation that we're seeing here. They're just playing this very, very slow and methodical, checking all of the corners one by one. They don't really ever lose any players to just, stupidity. And that is definitely what has been winning them rounds here, as Crystal then also picks up yet another. And Lekro does pick up Loma. Twist should be going down in just a few seconds, and that once again favors Team Preparation.
Yep, for the most part, they've been the one trading kills better. Ancient, however, not managing to do it. It's going to be Lekro alone. He has an AK, has an armor, and a smoke, but a 1-on-4 situation. Definitely not something that is too plausible for him at this point, and considering how things have going so far, he is going to try and save this weapon. Really, if possible, could we see the scoreboard, so we see the money situation on Preparation potentially. I guess we'll just do with the overview instead. But yeah, it would be interesting to see what the money lies for. I mean, the rounds have been relatively close in terms of fragging, so well, it seems like Preparation is still sitting quite pretty when it comes to their economy. Glaze is going to be over 10k after this round, as is Cadian as well, and Loma, so they have a couple of buys in them regardless of how the following rounds are going to go. But Lekro manages to save this AK. I mean, he's going to be saving a lot of money here going into round number 7. Now let's see what Ancient is going to try and do. Are they going to try and mix things up a little bit? Seems like they've opted to and tried to show some early aggression in that B-long hallway, but Snyder's been tacked up a couple times. See if that's going to affect his self-confidence. Trying to make that peak once again, but look at this. It's going to be Ancient boosting up in the drop zone. Snyder trying to connect on a shot. I think maybe half blind misses it. Does not connect on that. So, I mean, Ancient, you have to... you can't say they're not trying to make different plays, but look at this. It's going to be preparation. Pushing into B with just a pop flash. Is Crystal getting that opening kill on Pronax as well? And that's almost the bomb side open at this point, as the rest of the CTs are across the site on the other side. And it's going to be a nice boost with Wenton getting that kill on Twist. On prime position for another kill. It's going to get another player. Oh my, he's going ham here with a 4K. None of the CTs at all aware of his position. Not at all.
Pretty sure the guy's cheating.
Okay. That's a bold statement.
Bold prediction, yeah. But we really highlighted Twist going into this, and he's only got 1 kill in 8 rounds, and he's pretty much playing the A-bomb site solo, which... Yep. I mean, it can be quite tricky to get kills occasionally when you're the solo player, mostly because you're playing for info more than kills.
Right, it's a matter of positioning. Put yourself in a situation where you're 100% gonna manage to get 1 kill. If you're playing a solo in like around that 1 minute mark, you have to put yourself in a comfortable situation that you are 100% gonna connect on one of the shots, and then let the rotation come in and help you out. Or when you go down, they will take care of the business afterward. But so far, he's definitely not had the best of games.
No, but Schneider going to be opening up, and it's actually one of the few rounds here where we've seen Ancient get an entry
Probably
frag.
the first one, actually.
No, I think the pistol round also had Lekro, but
yeah,
this time
true.
looking much better for Ancient, who are now in a 5 vs 3, and Lekro should be able to get this kill. He should be able to get the second, but I'm not quite sure he actually even saw Venton here, who will be going for Lekro, and Lekro, the timing, it's not gonna help him this time around. So Venton does not know that Twist has been pushed aggressively on A though, so Twist can really really stop this push before it even ever comes through.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great start for Ancient on this round. Right now it's a 5-on-2, so they don't really need to make a play, but I think Venton is gonna get Twist, which he is, to maybe make it possible. Obviously it's gonna be far off. It's gonna be a 2-on-4 situation. They definitely need that next kill to happen in their favor. But it's going to be Pronax connecting on Llama, leaving Venton alone. Bomb is in no man's land, and Lekro is going to get another kill here. So that's Ancient on the board in round number 9. Going into round number 10, important one as well. The fact that they did not lose more than 1 player, I believe, in that round. It's going to help them going further. So even if they lost this one here, it would not be a super catastrophe for the economy, but obviously for the scoreboard it would be. Now, on the other hand, preparation still with plenty of money, everything. They can buy everything they wanted to, and then it's going to be a B push, it seems like, directly.
Yeah, that grenade looked much better than it actually was, and the T's are not going to be taking too much damage. Path going to be just taking down 1, but then gets traded instantly, and Cadian going to be taking yet another. So now they are actually already in... they are actually going to be already taking the B-bomb side. And Cadian with 3 now, maybe 4. No, Venton is going to be the 1. And then Twist alone in an impossible situation.
Yeah. This is the sort of the Counter-Strike nightmare of winning around and losing 1 after. But like I said, they did have 4 players surviving that previous round that they won. So they can still buy after a single eco. But just a great job again for preparation here. Trading kills when pushing in. A very simplistic strategy. You pop flash, a couple of smokes in. You lose the first guy, but then you have Cadian coming in. He's going to trade those 2 kills, and that's pretty much the site wide open. And it's been it's not been a great showing for Ancient so far. And it's 9-1 going into round number 11, and it's going to be a save for the Swedish side. And just a very patient plays from team preparation, who once again get that opening kill. It's going to be a Lame on Lekro. And right now, the situation is that all of the CTs are stacked up in B, but still with 1:30 to play. No decision has to be made on which bomb side is going to be attacked by the Ts. But in the meanwhile, Crystal is going to be taking a bit of duels here. He's going to be facing 2 CTs here, and he's going to go down to Schneider. With that 5-7, it's going to connect on Crystal. It's going to leave an AK wide open in that B-long area. Meanwhile, the rest of the Ts are actually attacking this A-bomb site. Taking their sweet time, utilizing their nades. I think they spotted the guy behind the car. It's going to be Pronax. And he's going to go down. He's going to be killed by a Llama. And just with Poff and Snyder left, Snyder's best option right now is try and save this gun. I think he's already went all the way to T-spawn. So potentially managing to save this AK.
Yeah, and he really should. Him doing any economic damage here on the T's isn't really going to help that much because the T's have really, really strong economy. But yeah, he actually ends up losing his gun, and that means that they're going to be using all of their money again on buying up. So if they lose this round, they're going to have to go with some weird force buy or even eco once again.
Yeah, I mean, in the situation, you sort of have to then go for that weird buy. This buy is not going to be the best of buys either, with 2 FAMASs, no AWPs to play with, even though the AWPs have not really had a lot of impact, considering how much talent they have. Opping-wise, they've really not been doing a great job so far with that. No Molotovs, one defuse kit actually on Lecro. But in the meanwhile, it seems like it's preparation, taking things slow once again. Just trying to gain some map control to start off things here and see how the cities are set up. It's going to be Twist, the lone guy actually on this A, and he's going to be pushed up in the side hall. So this would be the perfect time to just sneak up in middle. If they had X-ray, it would be easy for them to get this round. But at this time, there's a second CT right now. It's going to be Lecro here in this A side. Behind this car, he's going to be taking duel and going down to 20 HP, and he's probably going to get naded or Molotoved away.
And he will die eventually.
He's going to burn. Oh, this is just not great for Ancient right now. Losing 2 players on that A site. Pronax managing to get the kill after, but still that's going to be the whole bomb site left wide open.
Pauf does go in from behind though.
That's
and
interesting.
Gets a very important kill because now it's a 3 versus 3 and this is definitely doable. But then Schneider over peaks. There's really no reason for him to go for that peak. And Pauf also gets taken down. This is more a thrown round than it is so much a 1 round by team preparation, I'd say.
Yeah, the bomb is down right now in front of the connector. Pronax is taking things slowly, but Cadian is going to dispose of Pronax at this point, and felt like preparation was taking a little bit too long trying to take over that bomb side, leaving the top possibility of the rotation and the flank come in and make this round interesting. Should have managed to just take over. When you get 2 kills on A, that's a cue for let's rush A. Let's get that bomb side. Let's get that bomb down and make it an after plant. Get this around a limit of 40 seconds going on. Right now.
Do you agree with me that right now it's team preparation playing really well and not so much Ancient making a lot of mistakes?
It's a combination of the two, to be honest with you. I mean, preparation has done a good job of trading kills and having a methodical playstyle where they'll take over areas together and have a certain game plan. At the same time, Ancient is sort of trying to do things. They're trying to do a bit of aggressive pushes here and there, but just a lot of players getting caught like in no man's land, in situations where they could not feel comfortable. And they've had the opportunities to try and force first kills, like getting boosted in drop zone and Slider missing that shot, for example, or Twist trying to push middle, get a peek towards that middle of the map, and Snyder trying to push B tunnels, trying to peek with an op and just not connecting with the shots. So they've built up themselves opportunities. It's just not being comfortable for them so far, and it's a pretty clean sweep for team preparation at this point. It's a 12-1. I mean, it's a T-sided map, but it's not 12-1 territory T-sided map, that's for sure.
Definitely not. I mean, I think Ancient, they have been making a few mistakes by overpeaking and so on, but I think it's also a lot down to their individual level just not seeming very high currently. They're losing a lot of 1 versus 1 battles, and it just seems they have a lot of opportunities to actually take kills that they just don't really manage to.
Yeah, it's going to be Vincent getting that first kill by Twist. It's going to retaliate, but then it's going to be the second, the next kill's going in the way of team preparation, making it a 4-2. It's pretty much going to be bomb sites open at this point. It seems like the cities are actually splitting up, which is interesting. They're going to just have 1 on B and 1 on A. I say you should probably gamble on one of the 2 sites in this kind of a situation, or at least, if not that, then play aggressively, try to gain some control. It's going to be team preparation going for this drop zone right now with 3 players. So it's going to be Pauf here in the hot set in B.
Yeah, and Venton, if he does not clear this angle, so they do have the information now that Pauf is kind of pushed up here, and they do have the bomb side as well, so they can get a good bomb plant. Unfortunately, they don't know that Pronex is also from behind, because that would enable them to plant for the connector and then play it like that instead, but they aren't actually committing to a bomb plant just yet, and they're just double peeking Paufia, but the timing just does not work out for them. And
That's, yeah, I don't know why. I mean, you just get that bomb down, but now it's too late. Now if you've let him out, you've given an opportunity for Ancient. They need to utilize this. They seem like they do. Cadian's going to be alone here. It's going to be 1 HP versus 40 HP. 1 HP on Cadian. Pau has to knowledge where he is, but Cadian somehow manages to connect on the shots and win it with 1 HP left. That was a weird round. I don't know what's going on. They got the kill. They had the bomb site cleared. They should have just planted a bomb and made this a lot easier. Instead, they were waiting for the push, double peeking B long, then turning away. Pav utilizing that opportunity and goes down to a 1-on-1. But KDM managing to win. It's just every single clutch going in the way of preparation just as well. But 13-1 for preparation on that T side. Mixed bag bot for Team Ancient. And they have boosted up Pronax. He's going to face Glaze. He's going to get that kill. He's going to face Cadian next. And it's going to be Cadian coming out on top. He's going to get that kill, making it a 4-4 situation.
Team Preparation really just get all trades here. Every single time that some guy goes down, they're going to get the trade, it seems like. And this time, Schneider's Max 7 apparently broken. Doesn't do much damage to Cadian, and he gets taken down. So it's a 4 versus 3 situation, and once again it's man advantage in favor of Team Preparation. So the last round of the half, and it looks to be yet another one going in favor of Team Preparation. And this could be a 16-1 stomp potentially.
Yep, it's definitely a possibility at this point. It seems like Preparation is going to be going towards this A site right now, slowly but surely. Meanwhile, the CTs have stacked that B. So they've boosted one up on drop, and that's now going to be Electro. Going all the way back to A side. So he's going to have to be the man of the hour, making some crazy plays as the push is coming in for Preparation. They're utilizing their Molotovs, they're using their smokes, making it uncomfortable for Electro here. He's going to be in the standard plant position. Lucky for him, Molotov's not going to spread under him, but it's going to be 2 Ts coming in. Electro's going to connect on a shot, but then Crystal and Cadian getting the next 2 kills, leaving Pop alone in a 1-on-3 situation. He's going to jump down from the balcony, going to be behind the car, but it's going to be Wenton spotting him from that A ramp, and it's going to be a 14-1 half for Team Preparation. I don't think anyone could have really expected that. And
Lomme only has 4 kills as well.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when your teammates are playing as good as they were, for me, like Crystal was playing really well. Cadian was doing a very good job at trading kills once his teammates were going down, so everyone else putting in the numbers, so that's fine in that kind of a situation. If you're winning 14-1, doesn't really matter who's getting the kills.
True.
It's going pretty well for you. On the other side, you know, it's across the board, just single digits. No one's really done much of anything on Ancient's side, but it's going to be the pistol round here from the in the second half. Pronax has the smoke and 2 flashes. The rest of the T's, which is armors, I think Twist is just holding middle. He's going to face he's going to spot Cadian, who's down to 30 HP with that push. He's going to have to fall back now. Smart plays from the T's, just waiting for a Preparation to make the first move, especially when you're out 14-1. You really you want to utilize that aggression and the how comfortable you're feeling in this kind of a situation. But as it seems right now, Ancient rather is building up a bit of a B attack here, waiting for the right moment. But that's a nice flash, and that's a nice connect from Benson. It's going to get a kill on Snyder. But again, a 5-4 in favor of the CTs. Now that's going to be a cue for Ancient to just fall back slightly, leaving Pronax as the lone man here in B long. And Pronax is going to headshot Wenton down to just 2 HP or 3 HP.
Yeah, so man advantage again this time for Team Preparation, but not anymore. And also, I mean, as far as HP goes, it doesn't look too good at this. And at the same time, you know, a good A split coming in here and all the CTs towards the B bomb side. So this should be a definite plant for the terrorist side, and also a very likely round, actually.
Yeah, that was a connector split to A, really. That's what happened. It's going to be an after plant situation. Glaze getting a kill on Poff. Numbers favor the CTs even more now that Crystal is going to get on Electro. So it's 1-by-1 facing our Ancient right now. Not the best of options. It's going to be the bomb side open route. It's going to be only Twist here alone. And he's going to get pinched from all different angles. And now see if he can connect on some shots. seems unlikely as Venton is going to get Twist. That's going to be the second pistol round going the way of Preparation. A nice A split there from Ancient, but just lackluster play in that afterplan situation. Should have either just made some crossfires or face together. Either you're going to be aggressive as a unit together, or you're going to be passive together as a unit. That's pretty much the two options you have. Now instead, they faced one by one. Obviously, the outcome can be seen on the scoreboard right now. And Ancient not having any other options than force buying into this, as it is 15-1. It's going to be match point for Preparation. Tech 9s and a Deagle in play for Ancient, and seems like a bit of a trying to force up a play here and be long. No kills being traded, just some HP being lost on both sides.
Yeah, and the Ts are once again playing a very, very slow round. We've been seeing some really slow T rounds throughout this whole game. But since they got the bomb plant, they are going to have a bit of utility. They're going to have a few smokes and flashes. And Pronix is going to be throwing down a smoke into Connect. And it looks like it might be the A split once again. And it is going to be the case. But they do have more players around the connector area now. So even though Pals takes down one, he's going to be traded instantly. And yeah, quickly they pretty much all fall. So now it's all left to Twist once again. But he doesn't even have the bomb. This round is more or less already done.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really do as Fenton is going to get that last kill. It is going to be a 16-1 scoreline in this first match between Preparation and Ancient. And I mean, like we said, Preparation did play pretty well, trading kills well, and just playing it slow. Starting on that T side seemed to be the smart choice, but at the same time, have to be said, Ancient. I mean, where was that individual skill we were expecting to see from them from players like Twist? Where are you guys? Where did he go? Was he even on the server? Is a question number one.
Maybe they were playing with left hand.
I don't know. Snyder, you were expecting him to be one of the impact players, really? Where was the timeout? Another thing we never saw. I mean, coach, what's going on there? Yeah, just not the greatest of starts, obviously, but that's the first game down. Maybe they'll get their chills out now and going into the next match with a better situation, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, so the next match that we're going to be showing you here on the stream is going to be Preparation versus ENCE, and if Preparation keep playing like they just did, it's going to be a very tough match for ENCE, definitely.
Yeah, just an update on the other match, actually. ENCE played against Alamix, and ENCE beat Alamix 16-2. So a very similar match over in that game as well, as we are waiting for an interview for the... Actually, as I say that, there's... Never mind, there's not going to be an interview. But we're going to have the host, Bombstar.
What a game, guys. Team Preparation just runs over, and 16-1. Wow, don't know what to say about that, really. But Team Ancients, who came here, looking good. Pronax was standing here behind me, next to me, and said that we're prepared, we're going to play Cbble, it's going to be great. Well, 16-1 wasn't great. Hopefully they will come back from this. Next game we're going to be streaming is the one between Team ENCE and Team Preparation. So we're going to see the Danish-Swede team once again. Don't go anywhere, we will be right back.